I'm so excited that I finally fixed the AC in my Sprinter van again. This is a 2006 Sprinter van, and this is the AC heating and air conditioning control module. And this has been the second time I've repaired this. So the symptom is that the AC starts to work only intermittently. And then typically, like, you have to turn the van off and start the van again, and then the AC starts to work. What started happening with me is that I would start the van and the AC wouldn't work. And then so I would have to stop again, start it again after a few minutes, and then the AC would start working. And so I was doing that for a while, and then eventually just stopped working completely. So I read about that problem being associated with the AC control relay in this whole control unit module. So the AC control relay is actually under the board under here. I think all these solder connections are related to the relay. Some of them may just be like stakes, like these two may just be stakes to hold the relay down. I'm not certain, but at least 6 of the bigger relay contacts are important. And I may have added a little bit too much solder to this one when I resoldered it, but the first time I soldered this, I only soldered this one and this one because those were the two that had visible cracks on there. I could actually see cracks on these solder joints. And I didn't remove the knob here, so it was difficult to reach in here and solder. This time I opened it up, and since it wasn't stopped working again, you know, it worked for about 2 years maybe after I fixed it, and then it stopped working again. And it's kind of the same thing, like it stopped working intermittently. It would only work intermittently. So I went ahead and took this all apart again, and this time I removed the knob so I could get a better access. I noticed that this joint up here and this joint down here also had cracks. I don't know if they were there last time, I didn't notice them, or if they developed since that time. And all these pins, I went ahead and just resoldered them, and I put plenty of solder on there. Probably a little bit too much, but hey, since it cracked the first time, I just wanted to add a little bit of excess solder on there. I also used a solder sucker to heat up each joint and suck the old solder off such that it was fairly clean, and then use new solder in there to replace all the old solder. So I didn't just heat it up and let it cool off again, because it won't necessarily flow. So now that I did all this, I put it back in here just to test like this, and it works perfectly. So I'm really excited about that. So now I just got to get the dash put back together and it'll be ready to go. To remove the front part of the control panel, there's all these snaps around the edges that have to be taken out, or that have to be lifted up and unsnapped. And then once you lift all these snaps up, then you can pull this whole piece off just like that, and then that reveals the circuit board, and the knobs stay on there. So here's the relay we're trying to get to. We're trying to get the solder joints on the other side of the circuit board from where this relay is. So the solder joints are up here. So these are the solder joints for the relay, and you know, my soldering can be better than this. I just wanted to put some extra solder on there so it doesn't end up looking that great. Thinking I'd be making it extra strong compared to the original. Here's the relay right underneath it, so you can see. I don't know if these relays failed too, but it's definitely the solder joints that failed first. So it makes it a lot easier if you can remove this knob here. This knob is held in place with these snaps. Already 2 of the snaps on mine were broken like this, and it was kind of loose. These snaps are fairly difficult to pull out. Like, you can't just pull on this because I think it will break the snaps. You have to reach inside there with a screwdriver and try to reach where the snaps are, and kind of push on them with a screwdriver to try to disengage the snaps. It's tricky. You can see there's one hole down in there where you can reach the screwdriver. This one's blocked by the relay, and then this one up here you can reach through the back side there. I think you can get to that hole there. Oops, where is it? It's kind of tricky. It's tricky to get to those with a screwdriver, but I was able to pop this out, and now I'm gonna just put it back in. So before, when I was hitting the AC button, the light would turn on, but now I can hear the relay click. I don't think the relay was clicking at all before either, so that relay activation joint was probably bad. So now, yeah, now it's on and it's blowing cold air, and it feels so good because I'm in Atlanta and it gets warm in Atlanta, but I don't mind driving with the windows down even in the heat. But we were taking a trip to Florida and my wife said, we're not going in that van unless the AC works. So I had to get the AC working before we go down to Florida with it.